This is a 3-minute walkthrough of climbing Gannett Peak via Titcomb Basin and Bonney Pass. And yes, I'm using an AI voice for the narration.
The first few miles to Titcomb Basin are extremely mellow, with it ramping up a bit in vert towards the end, though nothing was unmanageable. We got rocked by a storm as soon as we entered the basin, and unfortunately had to set up our tents in a less than ideal spot, roughly 0.85 miles away from where we initially wanted to. One thing about the winds is that storms can last for many hours. This one lasted for 2. That caused us to have extra mileage on the approach to Bonney Pass the next morning, so we set off at 3:30 a.m., though we should have went an hour earlier. You'll see why in a bit. The trail around the lake is faint and hard to pick up in the dark, so we got slightly off route multiple times. This is why I'd suggest you camp as close to the ascent of Bonney Pass as you can. Bonney Pass wasn't as steep as it looked from far away, but it was still slippery in the morning. Once you get to the top, you'll get your first in-your-face view of Gannett Peak. Descend Bonney Pass and get onto the glacier. Here's where we put crampons on our trail runners. We discussed roping up, but decided against it. One of the biggest time wasters on this route was going up this ice sheet. For some reason, our GPX route had us going up and around, which probably wasted 45 minutes. If I were to do it again, I'd go straight up the loose gully that the glacier trail goes up. Once near the Gooseneck Glacier, we simply scrambled up the side of these rocks instead of putting crampons back on and climbing snow. More Class 2 scrambling takes you below the Gooseneck Couloir, which was a moderate snow climb. Again, we decided against roping up as there was no bergschrund to be seen. Finally, you get to what I would deem as the sketchiest part of the entire route, the final ridge to the summit. On both sides of you are no fall zones, so pick your route carefully. For the most part, we scrambled over the rocks. Finally, you'll summit Gannett and look back to how far you have to go to camp. Due to the heat of the day, we never put our crampons back on during the descent because of the incredibly soft snow. We definitely descended the loose gully down instead of crawling back on the time-wasting ice sheet that I mentioned before. The lowest part of the day, at least for me, came when you're in the bottom of the basin, and remember, you still have to ascend Bonney Pass for the second time before getting back to camp. We got hit by a storm on the way up, and if you do too, know there's some rock caves you might be able to jump into. Finally, you descend Bonney Pass again and return to camp. For us, it turned out to be a 13.5-hour, 11-ish mile day with 6,000 feet of vertical. I haven't done the Glacier Trail route, but I'd probably recommend that over this route if you want to improve your chances of a successful summit on summit day and have questionable conditioning. The amount of effort it takes from the Bonney Pass side, combined with the constant anxiety of getting stormed on while going back over Bonney Pass, makes it a tough day. Anyways, congratulate yourself on a successful summit, get some good sleep, and make your way out in the morning.